What's up, Mean Green fans? Noe Valente here once again with the Mean Green Show, and I know normally we keep things pretty much football centered, but tonight UNT basketball has done
the impossible, baby.
Dude, I cannot believe it, man. And I know
it is unbelievable.
This is Ryan. You know, he's my roommate of 3 years at UNT. Thank you for coming over last second, Ubering here safely. I know you've had a few adult beverages.
Well, I had to.
Yeah, absolutely, and so you should. Ryan, okay, let's tone it down for a second. Really, what does a win like this mean for UNT?
Dude, honestly, not to even overhype at all. It can mean everything. For like a small, I say small, there's 40,000 students that go to UNT.
Over 40,000.
People don't know that.
No.
People think of UNT as the old North Texas State, right? Which was probably like 8,000 students.
Yeah.
Small. But the fact that we're a big university, we're D1, we're in a pretty good conference in Conference USA.
Geographically speaking, we're set in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, the top of the triangle.
We're not mentionable, we're not sexy at all. So people don't even think to mention this, but it could honestly mean everything. It really could, as far as recruiting goes, because that's all that college basketball is about. If you get one good player, it could really change the landscape of your entire team.
And speaking of recruiting, today prior to the win, with just making the tournament, we picked up today a commitment from Aaron Scott out of the Legacy of the Schools of Sports Science in Spring, Texas, and 24/7 Sports has him ranked as let me pull this up real quick, as a 3-star with an 85 rating. He's a 6'6", 175 pound small forward. A great pickup for UNT. And you can't help but think with this win, it's only going to help the process and keeping things just temporarily around the recruiting standpoint. In the 2020 class, our national rank was 154.
Yeah.
You know what our national rank is for the 21 class?
Probably better than that.
80. That's tremendous.
It's almost cut it in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, for the conference, last year our Conference USA rank for basketball, commits 2020, 8th in the conference. You know what we are now?
What?
2.
Wow.
Second.
Wow. To who?
Western Kentucky. Yeah, Western Kentucky. I mean, they have one 4-star guy. But this is insane. And to put things in perspective, as far as size of the school, Boise State's just over 20,000.
Yeah, Boise State. Yeah.
Yeah, and Boise, we see what they did. With 40,000, not to mention alumni, this region does well and gets invested in UNT when UNT does good in basketball or football, and we have that going. We're back-to-back champs.
We are essentially. Without COVID, we would have been. We would have been in this tournament last year, and I think our team knows that. I mean, our team starts 4 seniors, right?
Right.
And 1 junior. So essentially, our team is the exact same as far as the starting 5 goes as last year, and they were great. They were at one point number 1 in Conference USA, going to be the number 1 seed in the tournament. Probably was going to get an at-large bid, even regardless of us winning the tournament, which we were favored in the first place. So the fact that we were able to basically duplicate this, and even go a step further, right?
We won the first game.
We won the first game,
dude. Let's be honest. We didn't. I mean,
if you would have told us, 5 years ago, whenever we were going there,
and winning one,
that we were going to make the tournament and win a game, we would have given up all of our dominoes for that.
Oh, dude,
Domino's Pizza, by the way. Shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. That kept us fed in college.
For sure. And that's just kind of hard to believe that we're sitting here right now talking about it.
It's a reality.
Because when you're talking about a team that's a 13 seed versus a 4 seed, and you're talking about North Texas, I mean, if you went there, it's the heartbreak of heartbreak. We went to certain games where there's no way we lose this game, right? There's no way.
No.
And we somehow lose the game because we're North Texas.
Yes.
And I know other colleges go through this as well, but
we're more vested in other smaller colleges. All of our alumni, even if we don't, we're not outwardly spoken. I'm speaking for some of our friends. They have an interest. I mean, we're just coming from a sporting community. I mean, this is North Texas.
It's Texas.
Like, I mean, yeah, and obviously football is king here, but like, we want to do sports, athletics means something to the people here.
Yep.
So when we do well, people pay attention. This region does better economically when North Texas does well.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I don't expect it to do any different. And the fact that like Denton now, I mean, we play again in 2 days for people that don't know. Sunday game is yet to be announced. We play against the winner of
Villanova
Winthrop and Villanova that's playing right now. So we'll see what time we play. But the fact that we even get another game on Sunday, imagine what Denton's going to be like. I mean, it's going to be great. So, not to mention Dallas and Fort Worth, like everybody that went to UNT, which there's a lot of people that you imagine don't go to UNT that actually go to UNT, graduate from there. They actually care whenever the stakes are as high as they are.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine UNT making a Sweet 16? No.
No. That would be epic.
Nobody imagined that. No. And we win one more game with her.
Dude,
that's the craziest thing ever, dude. Like, that's
game away.
That's as big for us as it is, I mean, football-wise. I know for you, I mean, that's as big as us going to a big bowl like the
New Year's Six Bowl, would you say?
Yeah.
I was making the Sweet 16.
Yes.
Right on par with making
for sure.
It's
not gonna, I'm not going to go as far as like the college football.
Oh, no.
Obviously not.
Yeah,
obviously
not.
Yeah. However, if we somehow rattle off 3 straight wins and make the Final Four, then we can go back on this podcast.
Yeah, we go to the Final Four, we'll have a whole other conversation.
Oh, yeah. We're going to Vegas or something. but I mean, it's not on par with that, but exactly what you said. It is one of those, New Year's Six Bowls. Like, it is in that realm. Which is crazy.
Okay. All right.
It's crazy. For our school and for us as fans that really have... I mean, the big thing about UNT fans, and I know you agree with this, is unless you go to one of the Power 5 schools, as far as college football in general, you're not that big of a fan of college football, right? Like, you might care. You might, like, go to a few games, but you're not a diehard fan. Right. Like, you are, like, a diehard Cowboys fan, a diehard Saints fan.
Sure.
Or, or a diehard Mavs fan, or like something like that. So it's a different realm. But if you become one of those universities that can make a Sweet 16 consistently, or even make the tournament consistently, and every now and then you make a Sweet 16, then you basically change the culture of your school.
Yeah, and I say this a lot, as it pertains to football, and being that football-wise, the Metroplex is just so fertile, whatever. But really, just athletically, as far as UNT goes, not just football, I do feel like it's a sleeping giant just waiting to, like, holy crap, UNT's consistently in the tournament. Or you know what I mean? They're consistently pulling off, 8 to 10 win football games or winning their bowl game, and building up that momentum. Yeah. I feel we could be like a Boise State of the G5 world. Dude, I mean, our really... facilities are top notch. Our colors are, not to sound pompous, but like, location-wise, it really stacks up well amongst some others in the conference.
Yeah.
No
doubt.
And not to mention, we had to go. How many games do we have to win against tough teams against the conference teams?
Well, we had to win 4 in a row.
4 straight, like 4 days?
In 4 days. It's very tough to do. Especially, obviously you want to play 4 games of football in a row ever. Yeah. That might kill you. But but in basketball, though, like, it's different than playing like 4 baseball games in a row or 4,
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever games in a row. Like soccer. Like you're constantly running, like Javion Hamlet, which I'm sure we'll get into in a second. He played over 40 minutes in these last 2 games. That's crazy. There's only 40 minutes in a basketball game. There's only 40 minutes in a college basketball game. And this guy plays over 40 minutes in the last 2 games because they both went to overtime. And you can't say enough about him, to be honest.
Yeah,
but,
he's
obviously the biggest reason we're here, probably.
Yeah, and just seeing his dad being able to celebrate him, during the Conference USA tournament, and now in the
with his iPad,
at the dancing. Yes, I saw him with the iPad, and but man, just it's you can just tell how proud he is of his son, and that's
for sure.
That's inspiring. That's moving to all of us, and it's just a really good time. So let's tone it down for a moment before we get into Javion. What is making, what is just making the tournament, mean for UNT's program?
I mean, back to okay, down to more specifically, I could say it means everything, which it kind of does.
And when we picked up Aaron Scott today because we made the tournament.
Probably so. I mean, if we could, maybe you will talk to him. But if we could talk to him right now, you're probably right. Basketball's a little bit different too, right? Because I mean, you're talking about UNT. We play a 7-man rotation, 7-man.
Right.
So you got about basically 15 to 16 players in each team. So you're talking about a very small scale to what football is, as far as many players go and as many scholarships as you give out. And if you just get one or two high recruits, it can 100% change your entire program. If you get one or two high recruits in football, yeah, it's great. Everybody wants that, but it does not change your entire program.
It's hard. Yeah, and especially not instantly.
No, not instantly. In basketball, that's the way it is. And I mean, that's part of the love, and that's part of the reason you hate it at the same time in college basketball, because most of the top Power 5 schools get those top players. But if you can somehow pull out just even a 3-star recruit,
like a high-rated 3-star,
100%, it can change your program, and that's all you could ever ask for.
Yeah,
that's all you could ever ask for.
Okay, so obviously making the tournament helps us do that. What does winning one game in the tournament mean for this program?
It means taking the next step.
Like, we didn't just show up just to make. We beat the 4 seed in Purdue.
We
the host team. Dude, Purdue was the host team for this whole tournament.
Purdue was the host team for this whole tournament.
North Texas ruined a lot of brackets tonight.
If you watch the game, you could obviously hear the Purdue crowd on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, chanting defense, being excited whenever they make a 3. Like, that's got to feel like an away game for the UNT team. Yeah. It has to for us. Because, I mean, most of the time you're playing in front of a Conference USA crowd. It's not going to be a packed house most of the time. Yeah. So it probably felt exactly how it felt for them this time. But the stakes were way bigger.
Yeah.
But as far as this win goes, I mean, it's got to mean everything. Like, it gives us so much more confidence. We know we can play with the 4 seed, a top, arguably, 10 team in the nation. Like, you could argue Purdue's a top 10 team in the nation.
You can make
they
that
were
argument.
at one point this year. So the fact that we can run with them, we can control the game the entire time. Like, we got down. I don't think we lost the lead the entire game.
Yeah, they tied us once. Were they ever?
I don't think they ever. I don't ever think they ever went ahead.
And we went to
I might be wrong by that.
Yeah.
But
we dominated. Even if we
went down, we were never down more than 3 points. Right. So the fact that we know we can hang with a team like that for 45 full minutes because we went to overtime is just amazing. I mean, that basketball is mostly about confidence. It's about when you have an open shot, if you take it, you feel like you're going to make it. That's what basketball is all about. And the fact that we have that confidence going forward, it's just great. Regardless if we lose next game, it's great. Because we're not going to get blown out next game, I promise you. We have too much confidence right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be entertaining.
Dude, that is crazy.
We'll get to have a few more drinks on Sunday.
Yeah. And again, a game away from the Sweet 16. That is so crazy.
It's epic.
Well, all right. I mean, anything else we need to touch? I know this was last second, and I appreciate you coming on.
For sure.
Anything else that we skipped over before we get back to celebrating this UNT win?
Dude, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Going back to the players, we could talk more about the players if you want. Or
quick. Let's
or we can talk about our defense. Like, the reason, I mean, I know you asked me about this, like, why do I think we can win earlier? It's because of our defensive ranking.
Do you think us winning in overtime against Western Kentucky and now Purdue, we've gone to overtime twice and won?
Yeah.
That it's like
that definitely
helps our swagger.
100%. That definitely prepared us more. And also, playing 4 games in 4 days is very, very tough. But if you do that and then you get a week break, your legs are underneath you whenever you get a chance to do it again. So the fact that we had to do that and we won gives us a huge advantage, because we can play 45 minutes a game and not be tired.
Yeah.
I mean, we only play 7-minute rotation, and we looked out there at 44 minutes of game time that we were fresh, which is crazy.
That is nuts.
So I think it can be a huge advantage, right? Like, going into the Conference USA tournament, if you told us, hey, you got to play 4 games in 4 days, we don't want to do that. Like, obviously, we would not take that. We would take the first round bye. We take the easier teams. But if you could tell us before, hey, you're going to play 4 games in 4 days, but you're going to win, obviously we take that. And also, it gives us an advantage for the NCAA tournament, going against better teams with better conditioning, and we're able to basically go to the next level because of that. So it's one of those things that you know, you obviously don't want to go through it, but once you go through it, you're glad you did.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help us even more in the next round.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, man. What a team, man. What a team. What a ride.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I guess that pretty much wraps up for tonight. And, you know, we're moving into not the Sweet 16, but I guess the Selected 32, whatever you want to call it. And
second round, baby.
We couldn't be more excited. And guys, look out for Ryan. I'm going to tag him on the Twitters when I post this video. He's going to be coming up soon with the One Bite.
It's going to be called Burger Bites.
Burger Bites. Okay,
Burger
another
Bites.
UNT alum, aspiring YouTube content creator. I know there's a lot of us out of UNT, so be sure to check it out when that drops. And guys, once again, you know, go Mean Green. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And you know, how far do you think we're going to take this ride? You know, crazy, right?
Hopefully far.
Hopefully.
We'll see.